Hi, it's Gabriel. Here I am gonna show you one of the best and worst expressways to drive here in Southeast Florida. This only includes state-only expressways such as the state roads or anything that is considered an expressway. Without further ado, let's roll the intro. What is an expressway? An expressway is basically a freeway but can be short and it can have tolls. An example of an expressway here in my area is the Dolphin Expressway in Miami-Dade County, Florida. The Dolphin Expressway runs from Sweetwater all the way to the MacArthur Causeway. Learning to drive on the freeway is an important skill while driving. And here in this video, you're going to see the best expressways to learn as a beginner and the worst, in my opinion, as a beginner. So let's go on the list on the best and worst expressways. So I'm going to go for starters, the best expressways before I go to the nitty worst. So the first on the list, the best overall, is State Road 878 Snapper Creek Expressway. This expressway is very light on the load, very light in traffic flow, and therefore you don't have to worry about aggressive drivers because it's a very light expressway. And because of that, traffic is less aggressive on this expressway. Pick this expressway if you're just starting out and you don't have to worry about any aggressive drivers because it's a very short 2.5 mile stretch. As this connects the Don Shula Expressway, which is State Road 874, and then it ends all the way in US 1 South Dixie Highway. I recommend this expressway if you're just starting out or novice on the highway or any interstate or freeway. Now, I'm going to go on the next one. The next one is the best runner-up, the Don Shula Expressway. This 7 mile stretch that connects the Florida's Turnpike right over there, which is also close to the Snapper Creek Service Plaza. It runs 7 miles southbound, connecting northbound to the Palmetto Expressway. It's a very best runner-up if you just got confident going on the Snapper Creek and you just want to build up your skills once you got a bit more confidence. Now, the Don Shula Expressway does get a bit hectic during rush hour, but once you pick a good time like the weekends, you shouldn't have an issue. And yes, there is tolls on the Don Shula Expressway, but you will be just fine. And now, the best if you're very confident on driving on the freeway or any expressway, and that is the Florida's Turnpike. Now, the Florida's Turnpike, this very long stretch, and we're talking about, for now, we're talking about the 47 mile stretch that connects from Homestead all the way to Miramar. That's the Homestead extension to Florida's Turnpike that we're specifically talking about. I'm not talking about the Turnpike main line because that's going to be for another video or anything like that. But yes, overall, the Florida's Turnpike runs all the way from Homestead and it connects all the way to Wildwood where it joins to I-75. So yes, this expressway, which I call a tolled freeway, will be good if you are very confident enough that you're not going to have an accident, that you're not going to have any issues whatsoever. You will take the Turnpike as basically your only option if you are very confident for sure that you're going to handle it. Now, the Turnpike is a very long road. It's a 47 mile long stretch if we're talking about the Florida's Turnpike extension from that links from Homestead all the way to Miramar, and then it connects the Turnpike main line, which connects the rest of the 300 something miles to Wildwood. This is only if you have enough confidence that you're not going to have a major accident on the freeway. If you're not going to have an accident, then you may take the turnpike. And if you're not going to have an accident, and this is the best if you're going to know that you're confident, if you know that you practiced enough, try your skills on the turnpike. And now we're going to go to the worst overall expressways in Miami-Dade County. The worst is the Dolphin Expressway. Now, why did this expressway manage to make it on my list? Well, it's because of the reason the Dolphin Expressway, it's basically the worst because it connects the turnpike, which we're not going to talk about, especially that. But that's not what we're talking about. The Dolphin Expressway runs all the way from Sweetwater. So this little stretch of a road, it will connect there. So State Road 836, this is the Dolphin Expressway. It will connect all the way here. And it's going to go all the way to the MacArthur Causeway, which is I-395. Which they're constructing a very big, gigantic bridge over here. Which is going to take a couple of years for them to finish building it. But that's what they're doing. And this very curved stretch, I do not recommend it for beginners. There's a lot of curves and a lot of things happening over here. If you are going to take the Dolphin Expressway, make sure you're very confident that you're not going to have an accident. Because this can happen when you're taking the freeway like this. Now, the worst, I would say, is the second worst freeway or expressway. Was actually a freeway because there's no tolls. Is the Palmetto Expressway, the worst runner-up. And why do I pick the Palmetto Expressway? And we haven't even finished talking about the Dolphin Expressway. Well, because the Dolphin Expressway is the worst one on my list because it connects to Palmetto, first of all, on a stacked interchange. And then it goes all the way to the MacArthur Causeway in Interstate 95 or I-95. That is the worst expressway, even though it's a toll road for beginners, because all the traffic you get from this freeway over here. Now, let's talk about the Palmetto, which is my second worst expressway for beginners. Now, this is technically a freeway because there's no tolls. You don't pay tolls on the Palmetto. And they just recently added express lanes, but the express lanes were put on hold because of the capacity project that is going right now. But yes, this is the worst expressway for beginners because a lot of people would change lanes aggressively, and I've seen accidents all the time in the Palmetto. How many times every day? You'll go on the Palmetto Expressway and then you've seen an accident happen. Happens a lot in the Palmetto Expressway. There's always traffic, and the next thing you know, there is an accident on the expressway. And the most common is the Palmetto. And that's where it happens. So, the Palmetto is the worst expressway because a lot of accidents happen there. And I'm glad I just picked that expressway because there's a lot of major accidents to happen. And that's why it's on my list. Now, the last expressway I want to mention is the Airport Expressway, which basically sits right in the south of Okeechobee Road. It will sit where Okeechobee Road is at. It will connect there on a major interchange. And it runs all the toll road stretch is great. There's no problem with that as long as you enter on the right time. But the problem is the biggest problem is when you go to this interchange over here. You're merging onto I-95, which gets all that traffic from here, and then it becomes Julia Tuttle Causeway, which is a very hectic area. And I do not recommend this for beginners because it gets very hectic over time with all that traffic, and especially the holidays, is to avoid driving on I-195, which is a route that basically extends the airport expressway to the little causeway. So I hope you like this video. I hope you like the top and worst expressways and the best and worst expressways that beginners may face when driving around Miami and Southeast Florida. Thank you for your information. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit the bell notifications. You will be subscribed when I make new videos. And I will be uploading this possibly by the end of this week. And you have a great day and have a wonderful night.
Tell me, is it clear that I still